Be right back. Hello, hello, hello. It has been a while, my friends. How are you? How have you been? I am Travis Gibb. I am with Orange Cone Productions, and I decided to do a little creators hangout tonight. Help a couple of creators who I know who need some more funding to get their stuff and some cool projects they may not know about. I'm going to get them on the screen in just a minute, but you know, thank you. I wanted to give you guys kind of a life update since I'm here. You know, you guys are good friends of mine. I love spending time with you. So we are moving to a new house. That's why you see a new background and stuff behind us. We're trying to figure everything out and trying to get everything situated and get all this lined up. It's pretty exciting. That happened in the middle of our Cthulhu Invades Wonderland. We were doing some stuff and just waiting for people to. We started waiting for people. I don't know what I'm talking about. We started promoting, and then bam, we were told we had to move. So we had to find a house. So all that while Cthulhu Invades Wonderland was live. So that's been crazy. I am still catching up. I have to get backer kit up. I have to do some stuff. The editing team is still working on that. So that's really cool. Another update from me. By the way, if you guys are seeing this, make sure you leave a comment so I know you're here. I just want to make sure I see some people watching. I just want to make sure you're. Other stuff is, guys, keep paying attention to Orange Cone and what we're doing. I got to tell you, I received a contract yesterday. I can't tell you who it's from because it's not signed and everything, but I received a contract yesterday, and I'm super excited that we'll be able to get that. We'll be able to announce what that is and who that's with, but it's for a major publisher. It's for some stuff. I want to announce that really, really soon. So hopefully we'll get that in. Kim says she's here. Yeah, Travis, new house, always exciting, even if you're catching up. Yeah. I mean, the Kickstarter did fantastic. We raised almost 48,000, so we did great. And we have some really cool stuff. Voodoo 3 is right in production, so we are right on our way to get some stuff. But without further ado, let's invite our guest on here. My very good friend, one of my best friends in the whole world, David effin Greshel. How are you?
What's going on, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Oh, dude, trying to figure out why my one headset decided not to work tonight, but that's all right.
You don't need two headsets. Just talk in one ear. It's fine.
Yeah, it's cool. It's
You got
good,
this.
dude. I am doing fantastic.
I believe in you. I believe in you. But yeah, you're more than welcome. What am I gonna say? Yeah, but how are you tonight? Sorry, I'm a little just to catch David up. Like, this is last minute. I was supposed to get with Dave, send an invite beforehand, and it literally moments because I was having like an acid reflux attack. I took the kids to Chuck E. Cheese tonight. We went on a Thursday. There was 0 people in Chuck E. Cheese, and it's kind of weird, but it was cool. We got to hang out with the kids, which is nice.
Awesome. I made homemade meatball sub tonight, so that was
nice.
Could have been better, but it's the first time I've done it in a long time, so
right.
We'll forgive.
Kim, I'm not usually on this time. A quick change, and happy to see you. I'm happy to see you, Kim. Breaking Walls is going to actually be coming back very soon, so hopefully I'll see you at that very soon. We've got Brett. Hi, Brett. How are you? We've got J.W. Sims. Hopefully you're doing good, James. You're always welcome. Carrie, you're always welcome. And like I said, anybody who has a Kickstarter, you're more than welcome. I've sent a message in some groups. In fact, we have another guest, Dave.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The great and powerful John W. right here.
Nice.
You're on mute, so your witty comment reply is not going to work.
Oh, I ruined it. None of that is true. I'm just a man with a messy office who was invited on at the last minute, and I appreciate that.
First off, there is a huge misconception about me. when people think they're like, wow, he does Cthulhu Invades Wonderland, he does all these great things, that I'm somehow organized. That is not true. I wing it. I've just been winging it so long and I'm so old that it tends to work more because I know when I can wing it, when I can't.
Yes, we are the same. Like people are like, oh, you have so many plates in the air. It's like, yeah, sometimes it just comes together. You know, you sent an email at the right time and somebody replies back and things get going.
Right.
Yeah.
Project management is, you know, it becomes a little bit innate after a while, but yeah, some of it's just being used to chaotic environments and just kind of trying to work with that.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun. So I went to I'm gonna give you guys a guessing game.
Oh, gosh.
So I went to Chuck E. Cheese with my kids tonight. We got 1 pizza, 4 drinks, and 2-hour-long play cards. How much do you think that cost me? Dave, guess.
$50.
Okay. John.
51.
No, I am out 100 smackaroos, good sir.
Well,
Wow,
he
I
was
was gonna say
he was
52.
closest. He wins the showcase.
I was going to say 52, but wow.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it
Chuck
was
E.
it was
Cheese,
a little
crazy.
rough.
I love me some Chuck E. Cheese, but yeah, that's a little crazy.
That is a lot crazy.
Well, it was cool. So one of the things that I'm a family man. I really love my kids, and Dave knows this because Dave always invites me to stuff, and I can't always do them most of the time because I just need to spend more time with my kids. So when I do these big campaigns, I try to you can't make up that time that I'm on these streams and everything. I can't make up for that time.
Yeah.
But I can be like, hey, I'm going to bribe you with something cool. Here's Chuck E. Cheese. Here's a memory. Here's a memory.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So both you guys got campaigns. I believe, Johns, you are good, right? You just launched a little bit.
Just launched 11 o'clock this morning.
Nice.
A fresh one. We're up on the number 4 on the hot list right now. All right.
There you go.
Well, so let's start because Dave was first. We'll let Dave go first. I was going to wait till Liana was here, but apparently she's not feeling well.
Oh.
Leanne, sorry, it's Liana. But I will say this to Leanne: I don't feel good, and I'm here. I felt like I have to throw up for the last couple of hours. So whatever, it's fine.
Way to throw that guilt trip in there. It's good.
I'm just saying. Kim says, yeah, John. Kim is excited that you are 4th on the kick track. So let me post both of these. I'll post both the campaigns in the chat so you guys can check them out while we're talking, which is cool. And then we'll go through Dave's real quick. We'll try to see if we can get some backers. Dave's is going to be interesting, guys, because Dave is not doing a comic book. He clearly is confused.
I don't know what this thing is for, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, Kickstarter's for comic books. I guess other things are on there, but I'm not. I'm not aware.
I don't know. Somebody sold a cooler one time, I think, but that was like it.
Right. I bought an exercise machine thing at one point.
You did?
I did. I use it occasionally.
What did you buy?
It's this. I think I have it over here actually.
Tell us more. I want to know about this exercise.
The Nova Gym. It's a nice resistance trainer.
Huh.
That kind of sits on the shelf over here and occasionally gets used.
That this is what inspired him to not make comics on Kickstarter.
Exactly. I mean, this thing made almost $1 million, but that's beside the point.
Jesus.
Well, and it's a contraption, and you got it because from what I understand, in the contraption technology area, your odds of getting things is significantly low.
50, right? I mean,
not that comics don't have their own problems periodically, but from what I understand, contraptions are significantly because the people who submit it can create a great thing, but a lot of times they don't know how to actually do the thing.
Right. It's like I have this great idea and it's really going to come together, and then I start building it and it doesn't work the way I thought it was going to work. But all these people gave me money, and I'm going to get them something, maybe, if they're lucky.
All right. We've got a couple more people as I'm sending the 2 links through the chats. Wait, Jones didn't go through. Hold on. All right, let's get Jones through. Kim says, I am not doing a comic book. I'm finishing a book on teaching people to create a business as a virtual assistant.
Ooh, that's
And
cool.
you are always welcome on Creators Hangout because you are a creator. That's the only requirement. You don't have to be creating a comic book. I was just making fun of Dave. And Pat is like, yeah. I think he's excited that Creator Hangout is back and we're doing something.
Right.
So let's look at your book.
All right.
Dave, let's check out this book. Neon, how long has Neon Sunrise been around?
Officially, Neon Sunrise has been around since 2018.
Okay.
When I put the imprint together, mainly to put out my own work, but also to kind of have something that existed to be just an indie press. Really, I wanted to do something that people could kind of come behind and make their dreams come true in some small way, whatever that happened to be. It's been a vehicle for my work, but we've got a couple of poetry books out by my friend Jason, who may decide to show up. We'll see. If he's timing is not his strong suit. But we put out a couple of books for him. But I really wanted to put together anthologies. I wanted to get people who didn't get their stuff out on a regular basis to be able to have their work in something, to be able to hold something in their hands and say, I actually am a part of this, whatever small way that might have been. And we did in 20, it was technically 2020, but I fulfilled it in 21. The first open submission anthology was called A Light That Never Goes Out. And it was all centered around the theme of hope. Because 2020 was, for lack of a better term, a shit year. And we all kind of felt like we needed a little more hope. And so we put that together, and I had 10 different creators who submitted poetry and short stories and some really interesting, just really interesting stuff. And it was pretty successful. I got a fantastic piece of art out of it that I'm actually going to work with that person again, hopefully here in the near future. But I really enjoyed the process. And so I decided I really wanted to put out something else that was not just theme, because, a specific theme, although this one does have one of those.
Right.
I wanted to do something that kind of looked at different genres that I enjoyed. I enjoy science fiction quite a bit. I think science fiction is a great venue to explore new ideas, and it's very broad, and there's so many other things that can fall into it. We ended up getting several different time travel stories from different points of view in the new book. The sci-fi genre anthology is called Dead Signals, Lost Transmissions, and a couple of different time travel stories, some kind of cyberpunk technophile type stories. There's one that I'm still working on finishing that'll be in there that is more of an existential crisis than anything else. Kind of a mirror people kind of approach. But I thought poetry worked too. Poetry is something I've written for a long time. And poetry to me is another form of fiction in some ways. It's just it's a shorter approach in some ways. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to put together. I had a lot of folks reach out to be a part of it. I have 10 different folks who are in the sci-fi anthology, and then we did another one that's basically thematically centered on love and heartbreak and romance, because let's face it, it's easier for me to find poetry that fits that kind of mold for that. But the artwork is a little bit different for that. It's a little interesting. My friend Matt over in the UK actually came up with some really cool stuff for that.
Yeah, well, and you do have some comic creators in here too. So
True.
I will say that for anybody who follows me on Comic Creator, you got Heidi Hess in here.
Yep.
You've got let's go up here. We've got Davey Lee. We've got LK Indigo. We've got Frank Martin.
Yep.
So you got a couple of people in there. And some of these other guys may do some comic stuff that I'm not aware of.
Speaking of Frank's story in the sci-fi anthology is fantastic. It's probably, of all of the stories that were submitted, is the most unsettling and probably the most fun at the same time. So,
Sounds like Frank.
yeah.
And
Unsettling.
we have to add Braden Cox to the mix. Hey, Braden.
Oh, hey guys.
What's up?
How you doing tonight?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
I think we're doing okay. Talking about some Kickstarter, some really cool stuff. So yeah, that's kind of the stuff so you're at funded.
Yep,
You're
it
working on
is funded.
stretch goals right now. Do you have a stretch goal?
Yeah, I've got 2 different stretch goals that are available that we're working on right now. At 2,500, we will have a digital book called Haunting Haikus
Okay.
from Leanne from LK and Gino. She wrote and Abby Butler illustrated. And then at 3,000, there will be it was originally 1 print, but it'll actually be a 2 art print set from Heidi Hess. From their both, each one is based on the art is based on the story that she wrote for the 2 different anthologies. And I will be actually sharing what those artworks are here in the very near future. But if we can get to 3,000, then everybody who physically backs will get a physical copy of the 2 pieces of art, and digital backers will get a digital art copy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, and for those who don't know, because we haven't said it yet, this is the guy who does all the poetry for all the Cthulhu Invades. So all the poetry that's in it, it is David Greshel who puts them together. So he's got his stuff. And if you search high enough in this campaign, you actually can buy something that has a very rare prose from myself.
That is true. That is very true.
I don't do that very often, but I do write prose in here. How much you got to spend? Man, you don't even have to spend that much. $20 for digital.
$40 for.
Yeah, it's not so bad. And then how much for physical? $40 for physical. I'm in this Memoirs of Broken People.
Nice.
Yep.
What it, dude? What's up, Scooter? Aren't you at a con in Atlanta right now? Like, why are you online? I don't understand. like, shouldn't you be sleeping or something?
Got to do something in the hotel.
Right.
So if you guys have never been to our show before, we are going to try to increase his backer number. He's at 42 and 227.
Oh, nice.
Like, I'm going to look for a pen and paper here because we gotta put those challenges out here. Give me a second. I'm at a new house, so not everything is where it normally is. So give me a second. I have a highlighter. Does that work?
I mean, it sort of depends on what you're trying to do.
Whatever you need to highlight.
Should I just write checks?
I mean, if you're gonna write checks,
it's my wife's checks book, so I don't know if it'll work out so well for me.
25 till that next stretch goal here for Dave.
Yeah.
Just wanted to come hang out and say what's up. Hey, what's up,
What's
John? You're more than welcome on. If you message me privately, you're more than welcome to come on directly. You are a creator, good sir. All right, so let's write down. Dead Signals is at 275 and 42 backers. Let's try to get it to 43 backers and some change, and try to get some support, guys.
Yeah.
I don't bullshit on this show. We're here to get backers. We're here to get support. Hopefully we entertain you while doing so. We talk about the stuff. Is there anything else you want to talk about of the project, Dave, before we move on to John's?
One other thing I would mention is if you do like art, my friend Tim Schubert is a local artist, and we actually do have a tier that's part of this that actually includes a very special art piece that he graciously provided for us to use. He actually did the cover art for Dead Signals, but he gave me a digital painting called The Tide that we are doing an art print tier for. And I would really like to sell through a couple of more of those just because I think that he deserves the support as an artist. I think he does fantastic work. He's done the majority of my tattoos. But as a painter and as an artist, a digital artist in medium, he's fantastic. And I really would love to be able to show him that, hey, there's a bunch more people who bought these because I want him to sign them, and we're going to kind of deliver them as much as we can. But I think it's a great piece, and it really fits the theme. The sci-fi, because it's an interesting piece. So it's the last thing I would add there.
Yeah, so again, that's Dead Signals. We'll post that in the chat to get it. Make sure everybody gets it. Dead Signals. Please give it a look. Give it a couple of bucks. There's a lot of comic creators on it. So if you only support comic creators and stuff, actually, Braden, I'm gonna throw this out on a limb. I bet you, because I've read your comic book, I bet you do a little bit of poetry, don't you?
Oh, every once in a while.
Okay, all right. Because I can see you write prose. The way you write is very, very personal, very intimate. So I wouldn't be surprised. So
Cool.
but I sound like I'm wrong. So based on Brendan, it's fine. It's fine. You can't just agree with me and just like make
Well,
me.
He did sort of. He said he does
I
sometimes.
sort of-
Every now
Yeah,
and again.
but
if you
everyone
need
knew it
me
was
to,
bullshit.
I do.
Everyone knew it was bullshit. You're gonna make me switch from water to beer, Braden. You're stressing me out.
All right.
You
Well,
stress me
I want to hear what John's got.
I do too. Hold on. Brian Rose said, I once did a haiku in game chat by accident, and that is the closest poetry I've ever done.
That's
I
awesome.
half expected that to be a haiku, but I'd need someone to tell me that it was a haiku to confirm because I don't know.
Sorry. I do know haikus.
He didn't get there.
Oh, I got a new Venom shirt.
575.
I got a Venom shirt.
Oh, I got this. It says "Open your worlds" by reading a book, and it's the Necronomicon from Evil Dead.
Fantastic.
Nice.
All right. So John, what kind of shenanigans are you doing this time?
Oh, we got some shenanigans here. We got, the last couple of crowdfunders were a little too easy for me, so I decided to do one that's real complicated, that doesn't have a friendly title that's going to make people confused when they open it. So we are doing 2 mini comic anthology style books.
Okay.
So it's good to hear Dave talk about doing an anthology book.
Okay.
I love anthologies. One of the first books I ever worked on was an anthology for a comics message board group. That shows how old I am. For the 11 o'clock comics message group, a bunch of creators on there were talking about how they had tried to launch an anthology several times and it never got off the ground. And I was too young and dumb and naive to know what type of work that was. So I said, well, then I'll do it. And we did it. We did 3 volumes of it. And I've been, pretty hopelessly addicted ever since. I'm always trying to think of different ways to get new creators and different people that I meet across this amazing multiverse to do comics. And last year we did a zine, my first zine, mixed with written work and comics and art for a tribute to the game Magic the Gathering, which I know people have different feelings about, but I love Magic the Gathering. And I said, you know what? I love it. I have all these cool creator friends that do express themselves through art, their love of Magic through art in different ways, cosplayers, things like that. So we did that. So this year we had such a good response to it. I said, you know what? I'm going to do a second volume. And that was on the schedule. Well, then in December, a buddy of mine through Magic the Gathering, Charlie Wolinski, he threw out a tweet and said, hey, you remember the scene in the Android's Dungeon in The Simpsons where there's a bunch of funny comics? You should make these into comics. And I said, again, I'm too stupid and naive to say no to that. I'm going to do that. So, and I said, let's spend the next 6 months focusing on this project that I didn't plan amongst all my other projects. And lo and behold, Up and Let's Go, the comics tribute to the comics of Springfield came to life. So we have 2 books that are 2 tributes to, these amazing intellectual properties, which I do not own. Please don't sue me, Fox or Wizards of the Coast. These are hopefully under the parody umbrella. Ozzy Osbourne said there's no such thing as bad press, so it might actually help my comic career to have a lawsuit. But yeah, so that's how these came to be. One is a sequel to a successful product we had last year, and then Up and Let's Go, which you have on the screen here now, is a 44-page, 16 creator anthology. I met so many amazing people who, as soon as I mentioned that we were doing like a Simpsons parody, they said, we'll do it at any cost. We don't care what we get for it. And I'm thankful for that too, because I don't really have the money to pay them a high page rate. And pretty much every dollar in this campaign is going to printing and paying all these contributors aside from myself to create these books.
Yeah. So a couple things. So one, I'm one of those guys who hate Magic. You know, I used to play it a lot, but
We can't all be
I-
perfect.
Fortnite hates Magic. God,
what's that?
Can't all
I
be
said
perfect.
you hate Fortnite. Now you hate Magic.
Yes, I can clearly say yes. I hate both of those things. But that being said, because I used to play Magic, you know, I have a love and respect for it. John did a really good. If I was into Magic, it would be something that I would have loved at the time. You know, in fact, I just did a post about what my favorite book, and that was my favorite of John. And I've read a couple of his. I've read Child Protective Services, and a couple of other small things that he's done.
Oh yeah,
so
you get 20 pages of that with my current campaign.
nice.
That's true. Braden and I are doing a crossover. He'll mention it later.
But do you know that the co-publisher of Scout, David Byrne, is a huge Simpsons fan. Like that's his favorite thing in the world.
I did not know that.
Ooh,
For many of us, it is. I mean,
you
it's
just got a
definitely.
backer. Look at that.
Oh, how about that? It's
You're beating
definitely.
Dave is at 42, and now you're at 43.
Oh,
Oh,
I think
no,
I got.
Dave's got a backer. Now Dave is at 43. and
Oh,
you're
I
at
got 2
43.
backers, Travis.
Okay. All right.
If that's correct. Yeah. No,
Very cool.
I love The Simpsons. It's one of my favorite things ever. This was just a no-brainer. I can't believe I hadn't thought of it. Again,
Mhm.
buddy of mine, Charlie, kind of came up with the idea, and he's in the book. This is his first comics work, so I insisted, hey, you've done some writing and some music stuff. You got to be in the book. This was kind of your idea. You see his tweet there that we put in the campaign. So yeah, exactly. Those comics on the shelf there, and some other scenes that we pulled. Tree Man is my story right there. A Swamp Thing parody of sorts, as you could imagine, with Tree Man. Awesome artist Andrew Vanderbilt did an amazing job with me. I actually have 3 stories in the book because I'm selfish, and I figured, if this is my one chance before I get
Right.
sued out of oblivion, then I want to write all the Simpsons-esque, stories. And of course, like most Simpsons fans,
you
my
don't
favorite.
have to sell it, right?
Yeah. I mean, if they
yeah.
give me a cease and desist, I'll just hand out what copies we have left.
Well, what's
But-
great about Indie Comics is you can prove you've made no profit, so that helps a lot.
Very easily, right?
I did not profit out of your work. You're welcome.
Right.
I didn't profit out of my work either, so it works out fine.
Right. But it's fun. This is on the stack. I of course count that last year, but this
Right.
is my first anthology under the umbrella of Part Time Comics. I did, I think 6, 9, 12 anthologies when I was with King Bone Press, maybe more that I'm forgetting. And I'm not counting like collections of short stories or things. These were, we had either a theme or a loose theme or just a collection of creators, and anthologies are just so fun
Right.
to do. And I had really forgotten what it was like. I worked with Charlie, who's a first-time creator, a buddy of mine through Magic again, Elliot. Sofield is in here, a couple of longtime friends who I knew had some experience creating comics, but were huge Simpsons fans. Rich and Kevin, I invited them to participate. So that process to me is always so fun. People are so excited. You share art with each other, and just that it really re-energizes your passion for making comics. So if anybody is thinking about making an anthology, I always say go for it. Get a couple of like-minded creators together that you can count on, agree on how you want to split it up or pay each other, whatever, and do it. It's
Right.
one of the most fun things that you can do. I mean, you obviously have had some great success with anthologies, much bigger than this. It's just such a
Bigger than
rewarding
the
process.
Simpsons and Magic the Gathering? I don't think so, sir.
I mean,
Those are
in
big
length,
properties.
in length of the book is what I meant, and probably in.
I'm just smart enough to
funding.
do things that I can't get sued for.
Yeah, right. Public domain, right? But no, you've done larger books, and I've done a few like that. The
I get you.
largest was 240 pages. 40 creators. Those can be a little hectic, depending, but whatever size the book is, whether it's 4 creators, 40, it's just a really fun and unique experience that you share with people. And in the end, anthologies are a hard sell. So it's also fun to have a bunch of people to promote the book and share with their, friends and fan bases and relatives too. So it can have a lot of benefits.
and your goal is 3,600, which is not bad for 2 anthologies. Like that's, you are definitely just paying for printing, because you've got to pay the creators are going to want some copies and all that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's really a lot of value here, guys. He's not trying to get extra.
Yeah, we hope so. And I had a lot of help along the way. Amazing creator Hillary Barta, who's worked with Bongo Comics. He did a variant cover. He likes to call it the deviant cover. He gave me some tips on how not to, get sued or what to do if we get a cease and desist letter. So I appreciate his guidance on that as well. But he's been a friend for a while, so it was cool to get an actual, Simpsons comics creator involved in the project as well.
Well, and it's so beautiful. This cover right here, being like Simpsons style art and colors, is really, really good. And it's not Winston's style either, because I've seen his stuff. So that's really cool.
Yeah, Winston is a huge Simpsons fan. We actually both attend a Simpsons trivia here in Chicago, the same trivia. And I didn't actually meet him through that. I met him just online, but I wanted him to do a story. He didn't have time, but I said, well, you want to do the cover. I have this idea where it's kind of we're desecrating the androids dungeon, in the Simpsons,
right?
To kind of show, that we're ripping it off. And man, just that one sentence. I mean, he nailed it. And again, like you said, he's showing Winston has a very versatile style. He can work in many styles and color, and he designs. He's an amazing creator. So right away we had an amazing cover. He did that back in December when we first talked about it, and then it's all really just come together since then. Everybody's just been knocking it out of the park and excited, and everybody's turning in their pages early, which is rare.
Yeah,
with these things. Nobody's really asked for a big extension, so the book is pretty much done.
Yeah, you said 95% on both of them.
Yeah, there's only 6 pages I think left in Up and Let's Go, and then 1 page left in one illustration left for On the Stack too. So that doesn't always happen with my projects. I feel very fortunate that these creators have just been so excited that they're working ahead of deadline, which again doesn't always happen in these books.
That's awesome. Hey, Braden, can you send me the link to the Kickstarter in the private chat to help me, so I can go over this? Can we play this video, or does it have some music that is not?
Oh, so this music is, I paid for it. It's mine. You can use it.
Oh, for John's?
Oh, for mine. No, Braden did not pay for the music of mine. It does have a parody of the Simpsons song, but it should not trigger anything because it's a cover, a metal version.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Well, let's play your video.
I don't know if you want to play this video. It's a minute and it's got some not great acting in it, but if you want to play it, go ahead.
Let's play it from now. I kind of want to play it. Like
acting. Who's acting?
You'll see.
You'll see.
Hey, what's up? You promised me comics. Hey, Ignacio. Oh, I missed Ignacio. Oh no, he's right there. Hey, long time no see, Sparks. And we got Andrew. We got You Promised Me Comics. We got all sorts of cool things. Let's play this. Let's play this shenanigans for a second. And I'm gonna get a beer because I already had acid reflux. So why not just drown it out with a beer and see what happens? David's like, great idea.
Why not just
if I throw up on camera, we'll see what happens. I can't hear it.
Ye gods, these scripts are terrible. But what if I took someone else's ideas and disguised them as my own? Oh, delightfully devilish Westhoff.
That's right. This is John from Part-Time Comics back again. This time we've got a twofer for you. We have 2, I'm told by my lawyers, these are homage or parody books to some of our favorite franchises out there. Yes, we're doing a zine and an anthology all in one. Kickstarter, save you on shipping. We have some awesome exclusive items, some even created by myself. So you can only get a lot of these items through this campaign. I know we just had one recently, but we were so excited about the success we've had that we wanted to do 2 books at once and see how that goes. Please back, share, support, do what you can, and we thank you. Short and sweet and to the point, and definitely was not created last minute on Tuesday because I realized I didn't have a video and thrown together on iMovie.
I was promised a metal version of the Simpsons theme.
You can hear it in the background, but it's pretty faint. I just added some music so it wasn't just
my
annoying voice narrating.
Well, that's disappointing.
I'll send
All right,
you, I'll
well,
send you
make
the link.
So the part-time was 1,221 with 43 backers. That actually had 42 when we started, but he snuck one in before I got to write down the numbers. So
I actually think we had 41 before we started, so the Travis effect is in full
it
effect.
is
there.
in effect, which is important. It's important. The secret is, guys, you ask for the backs. Most people do shows and they're just like, hey, check it out if you want. No, like fucking back it, guys. Like just do it. Like just don't, if you want it, buy it. Like live your life, live your best life, enjoy what you enjoy. But
And as
One
you
is
turn it
back
over
in
to
my
Braden, we
pocket.
thank him for being one of the backers. Thank you, sir.
Oh, you're welcome.
don't help him. Don't
Well,
help him. But Braden, I am super excited about this project. I think I told you, right, that my wife saw this project and said, hey, can you back this? It's kind of funny. John was the other one that she said, hey, can you back this Child Protective Services? You guys both have got my wife, and my wife doesn't like tell me to back things very often. She just assumes I'm going to back everything. So
We are
Well,
we
I
are honored to be
appreciate
the few, the proud.
right.
So go ahead, tell us about It Was Nobody.
Oh, It Was Nobody is about a young boy who is dealing with actual in-home horrors like drug-addicted parents, child abuse, and although he's tried to get help, no one wants to help him, and so he ends up befriending a monster named Nobody who ends up helping him.
Were these pages up before? Or is that new?
Yes, they were.
Okay. So this is cool. This is the second book since you've come back, right?
Yeah. This will be Kickstarter number 2.
Okay.
And we just got our first stretch goal today. We got like 64 hours, I think. Yeah, about
Okay.
64.
Nice. And you said first stretch goal, so you're funded, which is great.
Mhm.
And so what's the first stretch goal? What are you giving us?
So everyone is getting a printout of a paper doll of Nobody. So you can
Okay.
print them out, and everyone gets a digital copy of it. You can print it out, build it, and show it off if you want.
Nice.
It's being made by Giselle. Oh, I forgot his last name, but he did the toy for Fangs and Foul Play, the paper toy for that.
Oh,
Okay. He looks pretty cool. This little thing right here, this little figure that you made. Yeah. And then Travis Martinez is coming up and doing some stuff. I haven't seen him in a little bit since Shane is not doing comics right now. You see him all the time, but
Shane who?
Shane Morris used to use him.
Oh,
the colors on that cover are kick-ass. I assume JW did those covers.
actually, DC Alonso did the Sever one. But James did do the covers for this. Not B, but for A. He did do the colors.
That one?
Yeah, and he did a pretty good job.
That's a quality cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, look good. So is this an ongoing? Is this a short? Is this
this is a one and done. It's just a nice 24-page one-shot comic.
Okay.
Black and white.
All right. And so give me a little bit more. It's black and white. It's quick. What's your
it's quick. So this book is. I'll tell you why this book's important to me. So when I was younger, my family did foster care, and we would get kids that were like, we would hear these horror stories about it, and like we would hear worse things. Like, just this whole book is kind of dedicated to the kids who needed help but didn't get it in time, or it's really like close to me because of everything. Yeah, definitely does give a Venom vibe. But it also, I'm a big mythology buff, so I kind of threw in some Greek mythology into this, which was the the story of the Odyssey where Odysseus told the Cyclops his name was no one, and then he plunged out his eye, and him and his men escaped, and the Cyclops ran out and was like, "Oh, you gotta help me!" And they're like, "Who did this to you?" And he's like, "No one did this to me." And so everyone thought he was crazy and just left him alone. And this kind of has that in there, where in the book you see the kid, like, the parents hear him talking to somebody. It's like, "Who are you talking to?" And he's like, "I was talking to nobody." And
Right.
yeah. And
That's cool.
Nice. And how long have you been working on this?
This has actually been completely finished for a few years. I just actually got into the process of finding an artist to pick it up and draw it. And Quinn Rosenberg, this is her actually first published work, and she does really good art. If you guys ever need to find a good artist,
yeah, I
highly
think she would
recommend.
be great. I love her animated style. I'd love to see these in
Mhm.
color. I'd love to see these in color.
Yeah, it looks great.
JW is like, yes, he would like to see it in color too.
Oh no, you know me, I'm all about the black and white, but yeah.
I
No,
said
she's-
JW, not John.
Oh, I am JW. Sorry, I'm another JW.
You are.
Yeah, but it's a good book. It's very dark, twisted, has a very heartfelt tie to the book.
Yeah. I like it. It definitely fits. You're building a great catalog here, right? Because it's got it feels like Sever. It does.
Mhm.
It's got a little feel to it. So you're building a feel for your brand, which I think is really important. Not a lot of people in indie comics. One of the things that I noticed when they do stuff is they're so focused on the story. And they're just like, I have all these ideas. I just want to throw these ideas out that they don't focus on, hey, branding, making your company have a brand and identity. And I think you're doing a great job. I mean, and I'm guilty of it too. Broke down and Voodoo, very different. So stuff. But I find that the people who do like a Russell Nolte's, like every one of his books, you're like, oh, that's a Russell book. Like that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
He's really good. I think that there's merit to that. And I think you'll go far. Chris said, yeah, cool colors. Chris is a creator. He's got a book. I met him at Free Comic Book Day called Little Z.
Oh, nice.
Which is pretty cool, about a zombie. So I wrote you down at 1508. Let's go back to it. Hold on.
Yeah, getting towards the end here, people. Got to jump in.
Is it? And see, I've been off Kickstarter 64 hours. I had you at 1508 with 85. Oh, look at that!
Oh, we got a backer. Nice. Thank you.
A big backer too.
Yeah. We're only 15 away from unlocking the next little digital comic book for backer rewards. So
yeah, Braden's got a nice tier of indie creators you can get for free in here. And also one of my books. I mean, part of my book. I couldn't even give him the whole book. I'm like, Braden, I ain't giving you the whole book.
So
yeah, I'll give him a whole book, but for me, no.
Well, talk about this crossover. Tell me about this crossover here that you guys have.
Oh, we just I just helped John, because he had a huge heavy metal campaign, and I was like, I want Sever to be a part of this because it's also heavy metal inspired. And so it was lucky that he had, because I asked him for something for It Was Nobody, and he's like, I have the perfect book, and he told me about child possession services, and I was like, oh my god, it is. Like,
I was like, you also write about abused kids? Let's get together.
Let's get together.
Mine is not as heartfelt as Braden's.
The whole family can get behind.
Yeah. After reading his, I'm like, oh man, maybe I should be nicer to the kids in my book.
Right? And I think I saw somewhere that the sequel's pretty close to done, right? Did you say that, John?
Yeah. So we're about halfway done with the next chapter. We're Bob is like most of us, works full time, so
right.
It's been a little slow going with the next chapter, but we're going to be releasing them probably digital first from here on out. Collect them as we go.
Cool.
All right. So are you going to do digital first and then combine them and then do a print at do kind of like you're doing here, like 2 at a time?
Yeah.
Do Kickstarters?
Yeah.
Okay. That's great.
Cool. Do 2 digital first and then, collect, 32-ish pages and then hopefully eventually have enough for a trade.
Right. Sure. That's smart. That's smart. That's good. So, all right. So let's see. We got the 2. I got everything here. Guys, if you guys have any questions, please be free to ask them. I'm going to check in on everybody's stuff, and then I'm going to throw some questions. Since we've done the pitching, I'm going to throw some questions.
Yeah.
So I'm going to look at Dave's real quick. Dave, are you rich yet?
Sadly, no.
Huh.
I don't know. I don't know, Travis.
Yeah, but we got you. You're at 43 backers.
Yeah. No.
So you're
one
good.
more is one more.
We got there. We're getting there. So that's
Yeah,
good.
you got a good amount per backer. That's important too. You know, you got the big spenders throwing that money down. Cannot complain.
Which is always nice.
Yeah, books are so much harder, right? Like, than comics. I think they really are. I think there's just a different community in there, and I think, I think it's crazy. But yeah, we've got this where we've gained a backer and a couple. So we were at 2,275, 2,275, and now we're at 2,295, and that's $5 away from that haiku book, right?
$205 away from
$205. Okay,
yeah.
Right. So
we hit 25. We'll get that.
All right, 43.
But it's a really fun book, so I hope we get there because I think people should get a chance to read it and see the really cool illustrations that come with it.
So what is what's the max number of backers that you've had on one of your poetry books?
Actually, the maximum was only the last anthology we did only had 34, and that's pretty much the highest I've gotten because most of the poetry, my solo books, the goals have been pretty low because it's really just I just need enough to to make sure everything is, gets me by to have copies for people and have some copies for myself when I do shows and whatnot. So right now we're at the highest number that I've had. I would like to finish at least 50 in the next 4 days. That would be really cool. Nice round even number.
Yeah.
Although we just passed the answer to everything, so.
I'd like to see that for you too. So John, same question for you. I'm going to bring you up real quick, see where you're at since we started. What is the max number that you have gotten? Do you know?
My most successful was Drumsticks of Doom with both backers and amount, over $6,000.
Yeah, it was.
By backers, so yeah, that was a lot.
Music does well. That's what I learned from Granite State Punk.
yeah, I'm finding that out.
Dude, you're doing great. I mean, look at you. You're at 46 backers, so that's like, and you said you start at 41, so that's tons of backers.
Tons. They're pouring in. Well, including 2 people on the show. So thanks, guys. Yeah, but yeah, we do appreciate that.
Backers a backer.
Yeah, because it's. I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate everyone who backs and shares. Because I did know going in. I think if I hadn't had the success with Drumsticks of Doom, I'd probably have launched this differently.
Right.
Because comics are a difficult sell, anthologies are a difficult sell, and now I'm doing these weird niche products together. So I did have some trepidation going into this one. So I'm very excited about the start. 35% in 10 hours or whatever it's been is an awesome start. I know it's going to be a grind here through the middle to get the rest of it, but yeah, I'm very excited about all the backers and everybody today. It never gets old, getting that support and just feeling that love from the community, fans, friends, supporters. I cannot complain.
Hey, I feel you. I'm still refreshing my Cthulhu Invades Wonderland, thinking the backers are coming, and that's almost a month. I'm just like, what? No, what's happening? And then we're gonna go to Braden real quick. Braden. We just finished talking about him, so I don't expect leaps and bounds. But we got you started at 84. You're at 85. 1522. So you're doing great.
I think this has been one of my best campaigns so far. I funded on the 3rd day, and it's just been kind of slowly going since then.
I know, not to spread your personal business, but I know that this was a bit of a challenge to get off the ground. So I commend you for that. I mean, sometimes when we stumble and life gets in the way, we can kind of say, hey, you know what,
Yeah.
why bother?
Yeah.
And you kind of rallied and got it together. And you have, each of your campaigns, that I've seen, you're putting out good product. You're putting up a good campaign, and it's cool to see you succeed.
Right.
I appreciate that a lot.
So Brian Ross had a question here. How do you advertise yourself?
Poorly.
So, go. So let's give Brian one thing that you do. I'm sure even if it is poorly, what is one thing you do to advertise yourself? We're going to start with you, Braden. We'll go backwards.
Yeah. So the thing that works best for me, I don't like people always have problem with it, but like I always buy Facebook ads and they seem to pump me up quite a bit. Like I bought a few during the Sever campaign and they brought in a bunch more backers. I bought a few this campaign and they brought me in a good chunk of backers. I feel the Facebook ads work pretty good for me at least.
Okay.
All right.
Well, one of the things about Facebook ads, because I work in web design, one of the things that it does, because not only does it help you on the Facebook side, it also like kind of unlocks that when you share something that you'll get exposure. So if you're willing to spend like 10 or 20 bucks, your post will get less of that, shadow banned. More
Right.
people see your post because
You're paying to be
Facebook's
seen
like,
on people's
shit,
timelines. Yeah.
Facebook's like, oh shit, you're spending money? I like you. What you doing?
It works.
John, what do you do for exposure?
I mean, my parole agent says I'm not supposed to be exposing myself, but
Right? Sure.
I mean, I'm just unfortunately, like, I tease Braden about it because he's not on Twitter incessantly like me, but I'm just one of those guys who
I'm trying.
I have a desk job.
Right.
I am just kind of always attached to my phone or my computer. I'm just kind of constantly out there, and I interact with people even when I'm not in a campaign. I'm just one of those people who doesn't feel the burden of social media as heavily as others. So I'm just kind of always on there throughout the day. So I feel like that keeps me engaged with people. And when I post things, they'll share them and stuff. So you make connections. You just kind of naturally, just be yourself. That helps me. I'm on the major three, pretty regularly: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and now I joined TikTok as well. But I'm not as good at that one. But I'm just kind of always around. I probably shouldn't be on my phone in as much as I am, especially during the workday. But it just kind of works. I'm in a lot of subgroups. Braden and I are in and Travis are in so a support group for indie creators as well. And I'm just kind of always interacting with people online.
We got a couple comments here. So Chris loves all the stuff. Chris, again, thanks, Chris. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. And yeah, absolutely. Chris is local, David, so we'll be seeing him at Space Coast Comic Con. He's showing up.
Nice.
JW says, I almost died and was in the hospital in the middle of my game, but I wouldn't recommend it. But if it works.
I mean, it gets you those sympathy backers,
Right.
Right.
I've actually seen a lot of people have had some ups and downs with that.
Not only that, Chris is back to everything tonight. Well, Chris is.
Oh,
wow.
thanks, Chris.
You're the
damn,
hero
I
we
gotta
needed.
launch something. Hold on, real quick. I gotta launch something.
Yeah, right. $1,000 campaign. Thank you, sir. Yeah, that means a lot. And I know, Travis, your mission here is to get the backers up, and we obviously really appreciate that. Extending our voice for those who can't, though, really, like you were saying, the squeeze of social media these days is just so much that any share helps, especially
Absolutely.
like something like Dave's book. You might have an aunt or something who loves reading, or my wife does. So if I shared it, she might see. So don't ever think like I don't have a lot of followers, or I don't. All those, shares really, really do help these campaigns succeed.
Actually, the less followers you have, the better for us, because that means more people are going to reach it, because Facebook's like, dude, they're using our platform, please.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I had a buddy today. He's like, I don't really have that many friends on Facebook. I'm like, that's even better, because you're not really connected in my main group. You got your own. Right. I wasn't trying to force him, but I was like, please just hit the share button, please.
Just share. It's the easiest thing you can do that doesn't require you to do anything except click a button.
That's it.
So, Dave, what do you do?
I mean, I do the stuff that's mentioned. Didn't pay for any Facebook ads this time. I might have to remedy that the next time. But I'm not afraid
still got
to
4 days.
reach out. Yeah, I still got 4 days. I might buy one. But I'm not afraid to reach out to people individually. And I usually start that campaign with an apology that I'm going to do this again, and I'm sorry if you know, if you feel like I'm bugging you, but I only reach out to people once, and but I will send everybody a message, and it's surprising the number of people who say, "Oh, thanks for letting me know," and will show up and back, or in the very least, will share it with somebody else. It's like because and for the exact reason, that the algorithm just buries your stuff or bans it or whatever. I will send you a direct message and say, "Hey, I know we've worked on this before, just letting you know that I've got this out here. It's up for the next 30 days. Check it out." And if I send them the link, they're more likely to click on it than to click on my bio and look for a link, or copy and paste the link that's in the post that they can't actually click on because whatever doesn't let it work. Um, and then the email list. I mean, if you've got one, use it. I'm actually redoing mine on a Substack just because MailChimp is hard to use sometimes.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, Substack's great. I love it so far.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people have problems with the direct messages, but I don't take offense. Anybody out there, if you want to direct message me your campaign, I'll be glad to look at it and share it. I don't get why people get so bent on shit. I mean, if you have no relationship with somebody, I mean, I get it, just kind of cold calling them. But even then, I've had people do it through Kickstarter, and I'm like, you know what? If you're bold enough to do it, I'll at least look at it.
At least look at it, and then look and go, it's not for me.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I don't mind people doing it. What pisses me off is when you message me and I already effing backed your thing.
Oh,
yeah, you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Hey, just let you know. Yeah, you just copied and paste. I already backed your thing, dude. Leave me alone. Like that should be my I get a pass.
Cancel pledge. Yeah, I got you.
Exactly. Exactly.
I see someone here. He's walking around, so I'm going to give him a second. I do see you back there, Dylan. I don't know who Dylan is. We're going to figure that out. I don't know how he got his thing. I saw that John posted my StreamYard link on Twitter, so it could be some random Twitter guy.
Oh, Dylan might actually be one of the guys from one of my books.
Is his name Dylan Webster?
Yes.
All right, we'll talk to Dylan in just a second. So for
I
me,
deleted the tweet right after I sent it out. I noticed it was.
So I will tell you one of my secrets, and it sounds crazy, but you keep talking about the thing before it's done. So when it's there, they're just happy that it's over. Yeah. Right. So I continue to talk about voodoo or whatever. So they know that this is kind of their, all right, cool. I gave you your money. You're good. We stopped talking about it for a little bit. It works, keep talking about it. And it also gets people invested in the project. The other secret that I have, and I'm going to air it here, before a launch, I will post something either controversial or something crazy to get a bunch of likes on my Facebook and a lot of people interacting. It is to open up your Facebook, because Facebook's like, oh, wow, a lot of people are really interested in this thing. It opens up your Facebook temporarily. And it doesn't even have to be crazy controversial. It could be just whatever. Hey, do you like this or that? And if you can get a whole bunch of people to engage it, every time someone engages it, if they don't normally engage you, increases that reach. So if you can do that and figure out a way to do that, and I do it every campaign, so you'll notice the day before a launch, I'll say something controversial. I do it on purpose, guys. Don't let me fool you.
Yeah, that works on Twitter too. A lot of, hey, what are you guys up to on a Monday? And then 20 people respond, and you got to pepper those in.
Right.
Amongst your links.
So Dylan, you are a part of David's book. How are you, good sir?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
Fantastic.
You've been walking around your house ever since you logged on. You're a pacer, aren't you?
Well, I'm trying to run away from my son. He's like chasing me around, trying to destroy everything. I've got his uncle over here right now, but I got the email. Unfortunately, I'm a little late. Sorry about that, Dave.
Sure.
I'm upset.
No worries.
But yeah. So I'm excited about the stuff. I think I'm featured in Love Lost. I think it shows a couple of the poems.
Yep.
Yeah, let's bring up your thing again, and we'll get you in. So you're in David's book right here, and you did some stuff in Love Lost. So you're a poet.
Yeah, I mean, I write short fiction also, but yeah, I'm primarily a poet.
Okay, nice. And where are you out of? Where are you located?
I think you just passed me right there. I was up above, but I'm actually in Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, you look so fancy. That's why I passed you. You know, you look just too fancy for me.
I just started a new job, so
That's
Nice.
very cool.
And how many things have you written? Like what? Like do you have a lot of books published? Are you just a few? Is this one of your first? What do you got?
So as far as this anthology goes, I've been in a couple anthologies. This is the first one that I was featured in by Neon Sunrise Publishing.
Okay.
Then I was in a couple of the Quill Keepers Press anthologies.
Mhm.
And then I've got some poetry published in a journal called the Dilly Dun Review. And then another journal called the Cannon's Mouth, which is done by Canon Poets Quarterly over in England, actually.
Oh wow.
And then just recently, on the 30th of April, Quill Keepers Press published my first collection of poetry.
Yep, which I have right here.
Nice.
Oh, wow. You got a copy? I still don't have one yet.
Oh,
Hold on.
that's really sad.
Dave, go ahead. Show it up.
So it's dislocated. It came out last week, I think. If
Yeah.
I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I was gonna share. I was kind of waiting till till a little bit later, but and also till I had read more than just the first few pages. But what I've read, and I've read more of your work that you posted, but really good, and the design on this book is fantastic. So it is.
So are you do you strictly publish poetry?
I don't strictly publish poetry. But this one is actually from Quill Keepers Press. Is a small indie press, and they publish several things. But this is available on Amazon, and I do recommend picking it up.
Although, Dave, if you want to publish another book of poetry from me,
we can certainly talk about that.
So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, the book is just out. They prioritized customer copies, so all of the customers got theirs first, which is great. I'm waiting on a couple of my copies to come in. But yeah, I've gotten some. It was a weird feeling. I wasn't nervous the whole time until the day it was released, and then I got really freaked out all of a sudden. So, but yeah.
Nice.
So I'm excited to be part of this anthology, though. I haven't been a part of an anthology that had such a build up. I will say that, Dave.
Well, that's cool. Go ahead, Travis.
I wanted Dylan to send us a link if people want to buy that, so we can make sure that gets out there.
Okay, this is my first time using this.
Okay.
There's
a little thing called private chat. You can send me that link in private chat, and then I can post it up.
Okay, I see.
And Dave, before you answer that question, I do want you to answer it. We have another guest coming on here.
Yeah.
Mr. Draw and Talk himself, Tyler, the I Do Anime and Not Real
What's that nerd doing here?
What's up? How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
I just got my book, Tyler. I haven't got to read it yet, but I just got it.
Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome.
I can't wait to dig into it because I love the anime.
Yeah, they love the anime, Travis. They love it.
That's really sad.
Get this guy out of here.
No, I didn't kick Dylan, just for the record.
Sorry, new guy.
I got it, Dylan. I got your stuff, if you can hear me. So go ahead, David. What were you going to say?
Oh, no. We're good.
Okay. So, Tyler, you have a Kickstarter up.
Yeah, dude, I do.
Again, I just backed this last one.
I know.
You can't stop it. I am super excited because I've always wanted to own demons, but it was always too expensive, and now it isn't.
Yeah, no. I'm glad you said that because that was actually someone asked why am I doing? Because this is technically the fourth campaign of demons I've done, and people are like, you did it. Like, it's over. And I'm like, well, I wanted to do an omnibus that collects all the versions, but I want to make it affordable because to get the 3 colored editions, you have to pay $60 to get all 3. And like you said, Travis, some people it's like, man, that's just like to get into a new series, that's just not affordable. So what we did is we printed this 370 page omnibus, all in black and white, and it's $20. $20 to get it. Collects all 15 issues that me and Travis Martinez did. So yeah, she's a thick boy.
That's
He's
awesome.
a thick boy.
And you're doing
There's nothing
great.
better than a big,
Yum.
thick printed book of your work. I've only had one trade like that, and it's just an awesome feeling.
It is awesome feeling. Yeah, and it's cool. Like it's so big. Like compared to the Growth the Megafist, which is a 200 page book. Doing
That's
this
still
one.
pretty
What?
big. You only do the work
That's what
200
she
pages
said.
long.
I only do big books. Like volume 2 of Growth the Megafist is 50% completed, and that'll be out. We'll have another campaign, Braden, in August for
Oh,
volume 2.
Jeez.
Yeah, and so I had someone message me. They're like, Tyler, I don't really see you pushing demons. Like, are you scared it's not funding? I'm like, it's funded. Like, it's funded. Like to that person, I was like, you have to remember, this is my 4th demons campaign. This is for everyone who maybe wanted it, and or like, this is too expensive, so I don't want to get it, or because people have seen this. This was my series for 4 years. Tyler did demons, and now it's Tyler does Growth the Megafist. But here is an extra. Here is like a last chance to get this series.
What are you talking about? You still have to do the ominous in color. We've got at least one more.
Dude, that's expensive. 370 pages color with the that'd be expensive.
Sounds like an excuse. You better do it, Tyler.
Hold on. John's got to bounce, so let's get John up here real quick to say goodbye. To say goodbye. John, why do you feel you're too good for me? And you got to go, and like,
I feel
why
it's
do you-
the opposite, that I cannot bask in your presence too long because you are too good for all of us.
too close to the sun type of thing.
Too close. Icarus, I am too close to the sun.
Right. But no, let's bring it up this one more time. Super excited about this book. I'm so excited that I was here for your launch day.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate you. It worked out that way. It's only 42 pages on one of the books, 22 the other. We're going inside front cover.
That's the old one. Hold on.
Oh, that's all right. The link's in that. That was enough.
Yeah, we'll get it. Hold on. Let's see if it opens. Is that
Click
open?
picture.
Yeah, we got it, I think. No, it didn't work. Hold on.
So it's only 66 pages. It is nothing compared to Tyler's book, but hopefully you still feel like it's a decent value. Again, trying to pay all the contributors that are involved, at least something, and of course get them copies of the book. So all the money that's raised in here, it doesn't come to me. It goes to other people to get this great product out into the world. We've had 4 awesome cover artists, a variant for each book. And I appreciate all the backs and shares. This has been a great day one. Again, this was kind of a niche product, so you just don't know how people are going to respond to it. Didn't have a ton of followers either on this campaign. I'm used to getting over 100 and couldn't get people to click that follow button this time, but it's good. It's been a good response so far.
So, if you do it on the Stack 3, can I write a story about the random lands being forced to work together and how they don't like it? Because I would have a lot of fun with that. Like, a mountain, I have to be by a river again. Damn it, I hate water.
I think it would actually be enjoyable to have someone who doesn't necessarily love Magic the Gathering and kind of write his feelings out through that. It would be really fun.
But yeah, I appreciate you coming on. I'm excited. You're at almost halfway there.
Yeah, we're doing well, and I appreciate, as I always tell you, all you do for the community. People host shows like this and share us is a wonderful thing to be a part of.
God, what's up? We're just talking about Kickstarters. We're talking about on the stack part-time on the stack comics right here. Do you have a retail tier? Because he's got a retail store. Maybe he wants it.
Yeah, if Danny jumps in too, hopefully he's been supporting our retail tier.
Where you at,
Yes.
Danny? Where
I
you
think we
at?
have two retail tiers. You can get just the books in this campaign, or you can get the other books from Part Time Comics, the 3 other books that we've put out in the last year. So
Nice.
yeah,
All right,
we
well,
already sold one retail tier. That's always a good feeling. Get it on the
Nice.
shelves.
Nice.
Well, have a good night, John. Thank you for stopping by.
You all as well. Take care, everybody.
Peace.
Glad he's gone, right?
Dude, what a fucking loser. No.
He's gonna get us sued. We're talking about The Simpsons. You know, he can't write about The Simpsons. That's illegal.
Nah, you can do it. Do it. What's the worst thing they're going to say? Stop it. Knock it off. No, that's
These
awesome.
guys. No, we like him. Stop it, Kyle. We're just kidding. So Tyler. So
Talk to me.
you're talking about demons.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I have a book coming out. Soon that I've been writing a script for that apparently you need for something.
Yeah. I'm like, I didn't get the joke until like the last part. And I went, oh yeah. I had someone actually. I did a podcast, and they're like, "Hey, I hear you're doing a book with Travis Gibb." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "What's it about?" And I was like, "Dude, fuck if I know." I just said yeah. I was like, I just said yes. He goes, "Oh, like he hasn't sent you anything?" I was like, "Well, he sent me the page breakdowns." He goes, "Did you read them?" I went, "No, I trust Travis." So no. So he's like, "So you don't know what the story is?" I was like, "I just said yes."
Here's the fucking worst part. I can't tell you why, but I had a big meeting for something I have planned for 2023. So I had a big meeting with 6 other creators. Okay. 5 of them did the assignment, and then one of them was basically you, Tyler. And he was like, "Oh man, I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. I just said yes because Travis asked me." And I was like, "Why? No, don't do that. Read the assignment."
Okay, but like, was it detrimental? Is it detrimental? Because I just gonna say yes.
Like an asshole.
Whatever. No, I listen. I get it. Once I get the script, I'm gonna be drawing it. I'm there, baby. I'm ready. Page breakdowns. Just send me the script. I know it's gonna be great.
So I don't know if we have to be vague booking, but we will say this. So Tyler and I signed an agreement so it's not the official contract yet, but it's an agreement that we're going to get a contract type of thing. Like they agree to like kind of the terms. We're
not married. We're dating.
Right.
We're engaged. We're engaged.
Exactly. We're engaged. We haven't committed to the wedding yet, but we're engaged, and we did an engagement announcement so everyone knows we're engaged. But, sometimes engagements, they break up. Like sometimes it happens. But I will tell you this. I won't say anything about it, but the plan right now is it's a 48-page book that we're going to do a 60-page book because we're going to ask some friends to do some stuff in the back matter. But it's going to be hardcover. It's going to be special. It's going to be kind of a one thing. Tyler and I both are very, very busy, but we're like, hey, if we're going to do something, let's just do something really cool for people like both of us if we're going to like break our schedule. So a publisher is going to put this together for us, and we're just going to.
I'm one tweet away from that publisher going, like, get this guy away from our get this guy out of here. Travis, fire Tyler.
But yeah. No. So that was. When did I make that post? Was that Monday? Was that this week? Or was that last week?
I don't remember.
But yeah, that was pretty cool, and I'm excited to work with Tyler. Tyler and I've done some few things, and what's kind of cool is Tyler has agreed to come up with a hybrid style of the stuff that I like and the manga. So I'm super excited about whatever that's going to look like.
It'll be cool. Yeah, I'm slowly trying to figure out. I've been playing around with like different brush pens and whatnot. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be cool. If someone goes, "Oh, this art is not like the girl with the mega fist," I'll be like, "You're right. I've really tailored the art style for this, and I'm excited about it."
Thus far, what I've written, it's just cityscapes over and over again with, at least 14 characters that are important every page. Just all of them have something to say. It's basically like writing the X-Men, but I just didn't want just one team. I just didn't want an Excalibur, just all of them in there. I hope that's not going to be a problem.
You're good. I'm a digital artist, dude. You give me as many cityscapes, I don't give a crap.
But demons,
Yeah.
if you're paying $20 for this, like you're an idiot. Come on, it's $20 and you get on. Do you have a retail tier on this one?
I don't. I should. I'll put
You
that
should.
up tonight.
Especially Danny would like that. Danny's not here right now, but
Yeah, I'll put one up. Yeah, no, it's been fun to see. You know, basically everyone who's backed this so far, like the majority of them have messaged me personally saying, finally, I've been wanting to get this, but I wasn't about to drop $60 originally on this. And I was like, fair. You know, last night on my stream, we looked at the very first Demons Kickstarter I did. Bitch, I was charging $40 for the first volume. And I'm like, what was I thinking? Like, new creator. Thank you to everyone who backed it, by the way. Because all the creators who backed it, you guys should have all messaged me saying, yo, cancel this Kickstarter and redo your prices.
I mean, you can back right now, right? You can get Demons Volume 1 through 3 for $60. You've even limited that. The color one. If I want the colors, I can.
Yeah, exactly. And I have limited stock on those, so like once those are finished, it's done. Yeah, I spent a long time reformatting all the pages to black and white just to make sure that, you know, because sometimes the color like really would make it pop. So I had to figure out, okay, how do we make this image pop without the color? Yeah, it's a fun story. I when I printed it, I reread it and I was like, this is a fun story. I'm a different creator now. Cause I did this in 2015, from 2015 to 2019. So, but I'm a different creator, but I was like, I still had fun reading the story. Yeah, I like it. It's kind of like it's like the end. It's like the end of an era for me. The series. It's like it's over. Like this started me. It's over.
And one of the things that I don't know if you've even talked about, like it is the secret to comics. So if you ever like study comics, like really, really study, go into a lot of groups, the secret to comics that makes comics good is the resell, the rebranding, the finding a way to sell your old stuff over and over. Marvel and DC, they have thousands of copies of Secret Wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when they're even bored, so that's just the regular Secret Wars. And then they'll be like, oh, we need to do Secret Wars 2. We'll put that in a trade. Or do we need to do Secret Wars, the one they just did a few years ago? And all that does is increase the sales of the original one because they're like, oh, the original one's when Spider-Man gets his costume.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they do that. Marvel, you know, those 99-cent like revamps or the facsimile editions, like that's the secret to comics as a whole to make money is we pay for the art one time. And then every time we find a way to reprint it from trades to whatever, we're making profit. So kudos on you to like showing that in real time and that indie can do that because it's not that old. I mean, it's 2000.
No, it's not. And what's nice is now that it's kind of gone through it, you know, it was a single issue floppy. Then it was a graphic novel, and now we're in the omnibus. And now, for now, anytime goes, hey, I want to get Demons. Where can I get it? Boom! Like here it is. Like you can get it all in one spot. Bada bing, bada boom. And yeah, like so, yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for this version, and it's. I had a lot of people like, well, aren't you taking your attention away from the girl with the mega fist? And I'm like, no, I'm still working on volume 2. Like I can't put out anything right now. It's not completed. So might as well give someone my old stuff right now. And, you know, I'm not going to make any money on this campaign. It's just going to go straight to buying copies that I'll hopefully be able to sell for the next maybe 2-3 years.
Yeah, no. I'm excited about it. I think it's a good value. I think it's a good book. I'm even attempting to read Megafist. You know, it's anime, so it's tough.
Frank Martin sent me a message. He goes, hey, I want to let you know that my kid's in the hospital. I'm reading Megafist, and I've never read a manga, but I'm guessing that this is what manga is. Oh, man. No, I've had really good reception on The Girl with the Megafist, and I've always asked if they're a creator, like, hey, like, what's the one thing you might have struggled with? And so far, they've all said the same thing, which has been nice. It's actually the opening chapter didn't make sense. Yeah. Not always the best. So one of the lore aspects, and so what's great about that feedback is I just go, okay, in the next volume, I just need to really make this aspect of the lore clear, and now we have no problem. So that's what's great as if you're a creator, be in the community, be friends with other creators who can go, hey, like this is, and I can go, hey Travis, like Travis knows he can message me and he can say, hey, this didn't work out. And I won't be hurt because Travis is coming in a place of, if you change this in your story, it's going to be better. Or like, Chuck Pino was like, Tyler, I think you're doing everything completely wrong. Oh, you're at. I was doing everything, So that's why it's important to be in the community, be in the community and be a positive force in the community. And Travis, you're a positive force. Braden, you're a positive force. I don't know who you are, Dave, but by looking at your shirt, you don't look positive, but maybe one day.
You own
Black
Dave.
Metal Empanada.
You own stuff from Dave.
I do?
You were in a book with Dave.
Oh, were you in Cthulhu as well?
Yes.
Rad.
Yeah.
He wrote the poetry.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
Are you in the next Cthulhu?
I am.
Nice. Are you in the next one after that?
More than
Yes.
likely.
What the fuck? I haven't got my invite yet.
You're gonna write poetry.
I can. Roses are red, violets are blue. Let me in this next Cthulhu. Fuck you.
I mean, yeah, sold.
Yes. No, so he's got this book right here. These two anthologies of poetry and prose
And fiction
and all-
and short stories and
short stories.
some art.
That's awesome.
So it's pretty cool. He's got.
Oh, look, Frank Martin's in there.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, Frank
Yeah,
Martin.
who let him
Thanks.
in there? Jeez.
His story is a lot of fun, but it's very unsettling. Which is
Wait, doesn't that get an auto back from you, Tyler? Didn't you once?
I
say-
do. Yeah, now I have to back because I back everything that Frank Martin's in. So
So you're gonna have to buy some poetry.
I know. And then I'm going to message Frank and go, yeah, your rhyming sucks.
Yeah.
I think he
No.
writes a short story. So I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's
the sci-fi book has more short stories.
Look how bright his picture is. Look how bright. Like, look how everyone else has a somber picture, and Frank's like, I write.
Book right in his hand.
He's just smiling, like he's so giggly. Like my, we love Frank.
I'm in a writers group with Frank, so I have to review his scripts on a regular and give him feedback. So we're in a small writers group, and like the last two books that I've read have had sex scenes, like one of them being completely about sex, and then another one. And I've read all of his stuff prior, and I've never seen anything like that. I'm just like, is everything okay in your marriage? Like, are you okay?
I thought you were gonna reply like Frank. Just from reading these scenes, it's evident you have not had sex.
No, I'm just make sure he's okay. Is your marriage good? Like, I'm worried about you. You seem to be going through some stuff. I just want to make sure you're okay. And Braden's got his dope book. I'm sure you've seen this. It Was Nobody, which is also kind of manga-ish.
Brandon, you also have a new book as well.
Yeah, look at it.
Yeah,
everyone's.
I'm on
Oh, I have seen this.
That's pretty cool.
Hey, listen, Travis. Just because black and white doesn't make it manga. Come on, man.
Yeah, no, this is kind of. Well, I guess this is.
This
what
is
would I call this?
this is like Scotty Young.
I think more closer to like Fairly Odd Parents, maybe.
I like Fairly Odd Parents. I'm like all this has like that Cartoon Network vibe when they were doing like Chowder.
Right,
and
right.
Yeah, like I dig this art. Is it kid friendly, Braden?
No, it is not.
Even better.
If you let your kids read this, you might scar them a bit.
Oh, that's so funny. You're like, no.
Nah, bro. Hard pass.
I kind of wanted to keep the innocence of like, because it's a story about like child abuse and stuff, and it's from the perspective of the kid, and so I try to keep like a cartoony kind of outlook in the book, just so.
I like that. That's so awesome with comics that you can do that. Have a cartoony looking thing and deal with like the heaviest of topics.
Right. No, absolutely. I think that's one of the things. One of the Brian says. I've seen a couple of animes that are kid friendly artistry, but the content was anything but. Yeah, right.
All that good fan service.
Hell yeah.
Well, it's the only problem with anime I have is nobody has dads. Like something wrong with all their dads. Nobody has dads in anime.
I was like,
Your mom.
I was thinking like wrong, and then I was like, the one I just watched, her
Well-
dad's not in the picture. His dad's dead.
I was
Yeah, the
gonna say
most
that
animes
some
have no
dads are in
dads.
it too, but they end up combining their daughter with the family dog.
There are dads. Goku's a dad, a bad dad, but he's a dad.
You spelled Piccolo wrong.
No, yeah, Naruto has a dad, also bad dad, but still has a dad.
I'm sensing a theme.
It's a,
I mean, it's like Disney. Can you name Can you name me 5 Disney families that have a full like nuclear family?
That are still living? No.
Yeah, they're still
The
living.
Incredibles done.
Five. That's only one.
DuckTales? No.
No.
Nope.
It's hard.
Dad. Yeah.
Either a parent dies in the beginning or like they're divorced, like Andy's mom in Toy Story. We don't know if they're divorced. The dad's just not there. He could have died for all we know. Comics.
Yeah, what is up
Oh my
with
gosh, you're right. I'm kind of like thinking about it, and it's like
I did a thesis. One of my theses in my one of my writing classes was Disney's the Antichrist because they hate families. And it was like all the evidence of all the families they kill, and my professor was like, "I think you're onto something." And I was like, "Coming from you, that sucks." More like gory and very violent.
Yeah, I think it's only the Incredibles is the only nuclear family, like full nuclear family.
Yeah, I can't think. I'm really trying to think as well.
does I know the newer one like in
Encanto.
Encanto and Turning Red, they both have full families, right?
Oh,
Like-
Turning Red has full family, yeah.
Yeah.
But Encanto does not because the dad, the matriarch of the family's
Oh, right.
Man, what's up with that? I mean, is that what a hit story needs? Is a dead parent? Like, is that what we're all missing
Maybe.
in our stories or our dead families?
Yes.
Yeah.
We could all be massive. Massive.
So, do you have any dead families in your poetry book, Dave?
I mean, there could be. It depends on what you see, I guess.
By the way, the people who are watching this, we need one more backer for Demons because I always want to get one backer for everybody, and he's only at 39. So somebody back that book.
Who wants to be lucky number 40? The book is 100% done. I promised my wife that I would come to bed at 9:30. She didn't believe me, so she just like stepped downstairs and she like just sat down, kind of just like looking like, you got 3 minutes left. I'm gonna kill you. And she's pregnant, so I don't want to kill. So like, she'll kill me. Like, it's possible. How was the move, by the way, Travis, for you and your family?
Exhausting. We're just finally recovering. This is the first week where we had nothing to do because even after we moved, we had to clean the old house, and then we had birthday parties and like concerts because it's getting towards the end of the school year here. So it was crazy. Like, and
I thought it was crazy that you still had time to post about comics and your projects. I was like, I know Travis is moving, and yet he's still promoting his stuff. How's he finding the time for all this?
Gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, I'm behind. I've never been this behind. I'm working on 7 scripts right now, and I always try to get at least a script done a month, and I haven't. And that's killing me. It's driving me crazy. What's going on? Glad I could catch a bit of the conversation. Yes, kill the father.
That's what you need for a hit story, I guess.
Yeah,
That's what you need for a hit story.
but yeah, we're working it out. Trying to finish out. I'm waiting. The reason why, we got 2 backers for you. We got 41.
Oh my gosh, you guys are too nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So, but the goal is, what was I trying to say? The reason why you haven't seen anything for like Cthulhu Invades Neverland is, I asked Colin Bunn to be part of it, and he said yes. And then I got nervous about asking him any more questions because I just was like, I got the yes. What do I do?
Yeah. You finally got the hot girl's number now. How do you talk? Now you got to actually talk to her.
Right, now we're going to go on the date.
Except it's with a dude named Colin Bunn.
So I finally sent that email today and like, hey, dude, here's what's up. And then hopefully we'll start production on that. Voodoo 3 is done. And I'm trying to finish your script. I'm halfway done.
Dude, that's exciting. I'm like really excited. Like I have everything ready. Like I have like my schedule. It's just been like, okay, like once I get this layouts, then we'll do
I
this.
got to tell you something because it fits this conversation. I've written 12 pages of the 24 right now. The first 10 of them are killing the dad.
100%. Dude, we're gonna get rich. We're gonna get rich. This is exciting, dude. 2023, Travis and I get rich. I could use that because my crypto is at an all-time low. So this is great.
I 100%. The opening scene is the death of the dad.
The death of the dad. There you go. We're gonna get rich. Well, hey, I thank you guys. I have to pop out.
You got some money. You got to go now.
Thanks, guys. I'm out. I got what I needed. Braden, how much longer is your campaign going?
63 hours.
Okay. How many? Okay.
What
date is that? Act?
The 15th. We'll end fully on the 15th.
You'll end fully on the 15th. I was gonna say, what are you doing on Monday? Let's get you on Raw and talk. Braden, Oh, okay. So I haven't told anyone this, but I'll say it right here. Like I'm now, I'm having a baby, but I am starting to open up my show to guests again, like creators. So, Braden, anytime you have something, like message me immediately and let's get you on.
Okay. I have 3 other books. One's very manga-y, so maybe I'll hit you up for that one.
No, don't compete with mine. You can't show that one
it's
to my
not.
audience. You can't. I'm the only person who can do that to my audience. They'll be like, "Oh, there's more of you. There's more people do this." I'll be like, "No, it's just me." Oh man,
Get him off my show.
Exactly. The moment you pull up the page, you'll be like, "Oh, Braden had technical issues." Remove him off. Travis, thanks for having me. Dave, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And Travis, I'm looking forward to that script. I'm ready. For it.
I'm trying to get it to you tomorrow.
Oh, hey, you did. Don't kill yourself though. Like we have lives. I'm excited. I'm
trying to get you the first 24, not the whole 48, but the first 24 tomorrow.
Yeah, guys, because Travis is writing it so that if we needed to ever do floppies, it's just smart. It's perfect, but it's a part 1, part 2. So, all right, you guys have a great night.
We're writing it so someone can split it up if they ever needed to resell, because the company that we're signing with has a diamond deal, so this allows them to do more.
Diamond, guys. We're gonna make 2023 dead dads in diamond. Like, what could stop Travis and I? We're gonna make money. So, all right, see you guys.
There you go. Take care.
But I think it's time to wrap up.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Let's take a quick look. Dave, you need more than one backer, but people hate poetry. Why do they hate poetry?
It's a niche thing. I don't know. It's one of
It's
those
not
few
just
things that
poetry, it's prose.
There is prose. There are short stories. The sci-fi book has more short stories. The love-themed book has more poetry. And you can go one or the other, or get both. Get everything.
So, but I highly recommend this book. I buy every single one of David's stuff, and I read about half of it every time.
Yep.
Sometimes I read the other half, and then if I don't finish it in time, my daughter steals it and she reads the whole thing. So that's the way it works. And then I have to buy it again. So it's a tough.
It
tough
works
cycle.
in my favor.
Right. It's a tough cycle. And like I said, David is one of my real life best friends. I love the dude. He's stuff. So. Back it for me. Like if you're watching this, you watch the replay, consider backing it for me. David's very talented, and I want nothing but success for Neil Sunrise Publishing. If I ever do prose, it'll be through him. I will let him have that prose. So please consider doing it.
I appreciate that.
So that is that. And Braden, I got to tell you, like, I'm super excited about this. This book is I think I said it in a thing. I've only read Sever.
Right.
But this is the book that, like, if I had both of them if I had to pick one at a Comic-Con, this would be the one I would buy. Like, it's right up my alley. It's a great book. My wife loves it, so it's great. I'm super excited about it. If I like it, can I write the sequel?
Possibly.
Okay.
If it does good enough, maybe. I was thinking about doing a little anthology about, nobody and like
Nobody?
other kids he helps. Yeah.
I'd be down. I love Monsters in the Closet. You know, I love that stuff. And it looks like you can buy Sever here and your original book, Reclaiming Godhood. That was the one.
Yeah,
with,
you can get all my digital libraries available if you guys want to check out some of my older work. And then you also get a copy of Two-Eyed Tales from Joseph Duez. I freaking sorry, Joseph.
Duez.
Yeah, Duez.
No, it's looking good. There's some cool stuff in here, so I'm excited. I like this. Is that Insane Asylum? Who's that? That's a.
Oh yeah, so that was the first anthology we did when we were all part of the Insane Comics crew. So it has works by me, Frank Martin, Jordan Winston. Thanks, Davey. Yeah, I hope I know you will enjoy it.
Nice to see some anime style art. Demons are remember, dude. I would love. So, when I started doing comics, it was after the Insane thing, but I really like a lot of the creators in that. I would love for like Tyler or someone to do like a retro, like here's what happened, the whole story of what happened. Because I know there's a lot of drama and a lot of crazy stuff that happened. Where is everybody now?
Right? Yeah, I know. I keep in touch with a few people still. Tyler and Frank and Althea. I still talk to every once in a while, but it seems like a lot of the comic creators are just on to bigger, better things. Like Kelly Bender, he works for Ubisoft now and writes Assassin's Creed, and
wow.
Was able to get a big enough writer portfolio from all the Insane Comics stuff he does, and now he writes video games, which is really cool.
Is he the guy who put it together?
No, he was just one of the writers that had he had the most stuff published through them.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I had an interview once for League of Legends to I get to the interview process to do it, and you know what cost me the job, Braden? This is going to shock you. Me not knowing a shit about the game. Apparently, that's a negative for them. They weren't a fan. But I got to the interview process. They liked my stuff enough to get me to where I needed to go.
That's awesome. That would have been a cool gig.
Yeah. It was for the comic. It was going to be cool. But thank you guys for being on. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate both you guys. In the rare trigger, and again, to show you that I like Dave, I don't do these shows unless I have something going on. But Dave has pull. He has favor. So I will do it. So I will not be doing a show for a while, probably till June is the next show that you'll see from me, unless something crazy happens or I need to owe somebody else a favor. Yeah, thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out.
Yeah.
We're going to do the outro. James Sims does a show on Friday nights if you guys need something. He's Hooligan Alley's coming back, I believe, this Friday. So that'll be cool. But good night, guys. I'm going to do the outro, and we are outie.
All right.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good seeing you. Kat, I thought you were supposed to be on this show. What happened? All right. I'm going to do my thing. You can go, Dave.
Oh.